Tia, you've got your gorgeous curtain behind you again.
Yes.
I like it. I like just the four. It looks like an ABBA album cover. If we all like, or an ABBA video. If we all like, oh no, we're no longer ABBA. Hazel's messed up our ABBA cover. Yeah, it was nice. I like the four. It would look like or a Queen album cover. Like, do you know what I mean? Good. Off you go. Lovely. So let's start with Jack. Say for me, Luke, what are you eating? Luke, what are you eating?
Luc, qu'est-ce que tu manges?
Present tense, what do you eat? Qu'est-ce que tu
manges?
Good, nice twang. One of my best twangs. Qu'est-ce que tu manges? Qu'est-ce que tu manges?
Luc, qu'est-ce que tu manges?
Good, now throw it away. Luke, qu'est-ce que tu manges?
Luc, qu'est-ce que tu manges?
Teach you a trick. Do not do this too much when you remember was tense. But if you want to, because as you know, in French, we don't have I am speaking versus I speak. It's the same thing. But if you want to show me that something is happening right now, you can use en train de. En train de. Let me type that. En train de. So en train de. So can you say for me, Luke is eating, meaning right now, Luke is eating a biscuit. Biscuit, biscuit, biscuit. Luke is eating a biscuit. Off you go. Jack.
Luc est en train de...
Eating.
Mange.
Pause. What form of a word is de? It's a preposition. And with the exception of en, what form of a verb always comes after a preposition? The long form, the infinitive. So say for me, Luke is in the process of eating. Yeah, up you go. Luc est en train de...
Luc est en train de manger. Mange.
Long form, what's the long form? The verb, to eat. What's the infinitive?
Manger.
That's it, that's it.
Luc est en train de manger un biscuit.
I fucking love your sliding. Keep sliding, you will overtake everybody, okay? Luke was in the process of eating a biscuit. Luke was in the process of eating a biscuit.
Luc.
I'm going to need my imperfect. Luc
mange.
Look at me, look at me, look at me. You should be able to go to Luc mange for Luke was eating in a hurry, because what's the sound of the was tense? Everybody a. Yeah. Keep up with Thursdays. But we're using this verb to be plus the en train de. So Luc était en train de manger un biscuit. Luc était en train de manger. Off you go.
Luc était en train de manger un biscuit.
Good. It could be, oh, you'll recognize Luke. You'll be eating a biscuit when you walk in. Oh, you know, tu vas reconnaître Luc. Tu reconnaîtras Luc. Il sera en train de manger. So if for whatever reason, perish the thought, you couldn't find a was tense, and instead of saying, oh, I was doing this thing, you could use j'étais en train de or j'étais en train de plus the was tense. All right. One more for me, Jack. Say for me, a biscuit.
Un biscuit.
How do you say which biscuit? 2 words.
Quel biscuit?
Nice. How do you say which one? Referring to a masculine. This, in French, we tend to say des galettes, which is feminine, une galette. I mean, an oat cake. The amount I eat. If Nens want to sponsor me, I can't tell you how many Nens, gluten-free things I get through a day. Lukey likes carbs, but yeah, but we're going to go with biscuit, which is masculine. So how are we going to say which one if we're referring to something masculine? Don't choke.
Which one?
I've only just got rid of a cough. Everybody in England has got a cough at the moment. How do you say which one? If referring to a masculine biscuit, how do we say which one, Jack? Lequel.
I was going to say, yeah, I think I've not quite... I just started watching that video. I thought it might have been the film.
So this video is called the relative pronouns video, or the one video. the ones. It comes up in both. It comes up in both. I will email you those sets, yeah, because it's got them all in an order. But basically, the one video is great because it's all the different ways we say one. Who shall I see? Right, let's go with Hazel. I've not checked you on this. So Hazel, how do you say the girl? No, how do you say? Let's go with cream. Here's some sun cream. So say for me, yeah, in January. So say for me, you do that when you had skin cancer. You're very careful. So say for me the cream, Hazel. Say for me the cream.
La crème.
How do you say for me which cream?
Quelle crème?
How do you say for me the which one? Which one?
Laquelle?
How do you say for me the one Luke likes?
Laquelle que Luc...
Mom.
Oh, no, sorry. Celle que
Good.
Luc
And what's our
aime.
little tagline? What letter does Lukey point with? What letter does Lukey point with? When we point, what letter do we use in French?
Oh, I don't know.
Does anybody have a pen with them? The answer should be no, because they shouldn't be making notes. But I'm going to pretend I can't see the pens. Make a note in the brain, in the muscle memory. There's your pad. There's your pad. What letter are we pointing with? C. C.
Okay.
When we point, whether we're saying this boy, that boy, yeah, Jack, this boy, ce garçon, okay? The one, celui. Whichever way we're doing it, if we're pointing, we're indicating we are demonstrating in a demonstrative, formally demonstrative adjective versus demonstrative pronoun. It's going to have letter C. So how do we say the one that Luke likes? The one that Luke's like, talking about a cream.
Celle que Luc aime.
Faster.
Celle que Luc aime.
Faster means faster.
Celle que Luc aime.
Without tripping over it. Celle que Luc aime, go on.
Celle que Luc aime.
Thank you. How do you say the big one? This is a tiny one, but let's say the big one. How do you say the big one?
La grande.
Like a human speaking. La grande.
La grande.
Like a human speaking is your thing. You've got to be human. Say for me, my one. My one.
La mienne.
Good. Don't double accroche. Don't bounce. We're not 1940s Paris. We don't go la mienne. La mienne. All right, off you go. La mienne.
La mienne.
Also, it shows me that you're like a whore with crystal in a trailer park. You are addicted to your consonants. Get rid of them. Okay. Off you go. La mienne.
La mienne.
Nice. Okay. We don't need to race. We could be like la mienne, but just be soft. Don't be good. Okay. How do you say for me the one I need? The one I need.
L'une dont
Which
oh.
letter up,
Okay.
Which letter up? Which letter do we point with, Hazel?
C.
Good. The one I need.
Okay. Celle dont j'ai besoin.
Good. Go again with smoothness in the middle.
Celle dont j'ai besoin.
The one I need using faut, which we should be trying to use to remind yourselves, as much as j'ai besoin can use a thing or a verb, like j'ai besoin de la crème or j'ai besoin d'acheter la crème. Generally, be more aware of using devoir when you need to do a verb, and il me faut when we're needing a thing, like I need a coffee, I need a tea. Up you go. So say for me, rooibos, in case anyone's interested, rooibos. So lovely. So say for me the one I need using a feminine, the one I need using faut, the one I need.
Celle que je faut. No, celle qu'il me faut.
Go again. Get your shit out your mouth. Go properly.
Celle qu'il me faut.
Like we're speaking normally and not you shall not pass. Don't be fucking Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, as much as I like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Okay, so just be normal. Ouais, celle qu'il me faut.
Celle qu'il me faut.
We're not uttering an ancient medieval incantation. We're just saying, oh, which one do you want? Jack's at mine. We're going to go out. It's a bit cold. Jack, do you want to borrow a hoodie? Yeah, cool. Which one do you want? Oh, whichever. Whichever. You don't go. I shall take the marble cream one, Luke. For it matches my complexion. No. Lukey, if you've got a hoodie, it's a bit windy. I left mine, whatever. Mine's not dry yet. Whatever. Yeah. I'm all for, and don't go on me, because there's an element in teaching and the fact that we're on video there's an element of being a little bit didactic and articulating and doing all this enunciation stuff. Certainly don't copy my English, and certainly don't copy my teaching English as a kind of register. And subtly, anybody who's North American does that. Like anybody Canada, like America will sort of go, oh, there's a Brit, we better give a bit more teeth. Fuck that off. All right, good. Lovely. Lovely. Off you go. Any more I can think of? Oh, I know, 2 more. How would you say, Hazel? I know what you need. Using besoin. I know what you need.
Je sais ce dont tu as besoin.
Nice. As opposed to the thing you need. So when you say ce dont, it's like saying what when it's not a question. Anybody watching who doesn't understand what when it's not a question, we've got ce que, ce qui, ce dont, ce à quoi. They're all explained. They're all on the videos I will mention. So say for me, I know what you need, using faut. I know what you need.
Je sais ce qu'il te faut.
Good. Lovely. Make sure you can do that into other tenses. Say for me, I know what he would have needed. Say for me, if he had come, I know what he'd have needed.
S'il serait venu.
Stand still. I shall hand this across to Bren. This is known as a wake-up call. This is basically, do you remember that motor neuron bucket of water, the Lou Gehrig ALS thing? My friend Kate has got that. Shout out to Kate. She's a French speaker. She has had it. She's got the Stephen Hawking variant style one. So she's totally paralyzed, but she has had it for 20 years. You have not met a more amazing female warrior in your entire life. Serious, my God. You know, with all due respect to what would Jesus do bracelets, what would Kate do? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, she's an authority on motor neuron, because with all due respect, the life expectancy of it is obviously so short for most people that nobody has this ability to pass that on or kind of accumulate knowledge. Alors parce qu'effectivement, malheureusement, l'espérance de vie est tellement courte que personne n'a cette connaissance, personne n'a cette sagesse. And because she's had it for so many years, parce que ça fait des années qu'elle l'a, she's like an authority on it. Local doctors, when people very, very, very sadly get diagnosed, les médecins locaux, L-O-C-A-L becomes L-O-C-A-U-X because it's masculine plural. Tu vois, quand les gens se font diagnostiquer, diagnosed, they're like, well, there's actually somebody you could speak to in one of the groups. She's fucking badass, you know. Good. Lovely. So, one more little, yeah, Brendan, do what I just said. So say for me, if he'd come, I know what he'd have needed. If he'd come, I know what he'd have needed.
S'il était venu, s'il était venu, je serais ce dont il...
Stand still. You have gotten, all of you in your mind, correctly, this business of was and would, and was in the middle and would in the middle. Mm-hmm. That's great. When you are in these classic arrangements, so this is what I basically call non-grammatical framing shit. That is its formal name. Non-grammatical framing shit. So when you're like, oh, right, okay, so subjunctive. I want Jack to be happy in life. Je veux que Jack soit content. I want that Jack, whatever. Sentences, particularly when humans speak, don't always come out as neatly as your grammar. It might be, you know, I really want that because, you know, the kid really deserves it and he's so lovely to everybody that Jack is happy, Jack to be happy. So you might have other stuff around the bit that, oh, grammatically, I want that creates a subjunctive. Mm-hmm. You know, so you have to remember that those sentences can be normal. Likewise, if you've got was and would, you guys get into the whole, the first sentence is a was and the second sentence is a would, or vice versa. Or the first sentence is a was in the middle and the second sentence is a would in the middle. What if you were saying, you know, if he'd have come, and I know he didn't want to come, but if he had to come, you're going to be saying other stuff around my two main things, and you have to be comfortable with that. There are two techniques. The first technique is it might be doubling up the mood of the first. So let's say we're in the present hypothetical, Brendan. So how would you say, if Luke wanted to come and he was ready, and there was a place in the car? How would you say that? If Luke wanted to come and he was ready and there was a place in the car, I would go with him. How would you say that, Brendan? If Luke wanted to come,
si Luke voulait venir et il y a une place.
And there was a place in the car.
Il y avait une place dans la voiture.
And he was ready.
Et il était prêt.
Good. So on that one, we've got multiples in the first mood, haven't we? We've got if this were the case, and this were the case, and this were the case, and this were the case. Now notice we could do two multiples in the other mood. Mood is the wrong word really because mood makes you think of subjunctive, but the other clause. So if I said, say for me, I would go with him and everybody would enjoy themselves. I've just described basically getting to the back of your car with you, Brendan. So basically say for me, I would go with him and everybody would enjoy themselves. So we've now got two on the other side. How would you say that?
J'irai avec lui.
And everybody would enjoy themselves.
Tout le monde s'amuserait.
Good. So this model, and we could have done that on the if Luke had known that Jack was sick, and he had a tissue or something, and he had a warm cup of tea, he would have given him one. So there's like more possibilities on that one. C'est Luc avait su, and you guys' brains go, oh, okay, c'est Luc avait su, il aurait serait. So the first model is just to say you could double up on either side. Do you know what I mean by that? I think Denise is nodding her head. You know what I mean? You can basically have more on the was column and then more on the what would column. It's like this is the case, and this is the case, and this is the case. This would happen, and this would happen. But there's also non-grammatical surrounding crap, which is basically, if Luke had known, because Luke used to live there, so he really, whatever, and that woman is really nice, that she had been sick, he would have taken her some flowers. So in other words, it's just completely other shit, but it's just within the bookends of what you want. C'est Luc avait su parce qu'il habitait près de la dame. Et voilà, Luc, il est très sympa, tu vois, il aimait bien toujours traditionnellement, he used to like giving, totally separate mind stuff, Brendan, so then he would give. Do you understand? So just both of those models are just something mind mapping wise, you more advanced guys would do well to sort of think about, right? So could you say for me, if Luke had come, I know what he would have needed.
Si Luc était venu, je sais ce dont il a besoin.
Which am I in, Bren? If Luke had come, I know what he'd have needed. Are we in the present hypothetical or the past hypothetical?
Oh, the past.
Present hypothetical, to remind people, is shit that can still happen. If Tia wanted to see me in London, she would be very welcome. This could still happen. Okay? If Tia had told me she was in London, I would have seen her. This can no longer happen. She's left London. Okay? This is the past hypothetical. Present hypothetical, there's no present tense. It was on the first bit and would on the other bit, or vice versa. Just depends where you're putting the if. And the past hypothetical is going to be one of avait and été and one of aurait and serait. Agreed? Yeah? So if Luke had come, I know what he would have needed. I'm going to need an aurait or a serait. In other words, I'm going to need the conditional on the middle.
Okay. Si Luc était venu, je saurais.
No. I know, present tense, I now know what he would have needed.
Je sais ce dont il avait besoin.
We just done avait and été on the left. So what tense is going to go in the auxiliary now, Bren?
Je sais ce dont il aura besoin.
Lukey doesn't ask rhetorical questions. What tense do I need on the auxiliary in this now? If I've just done avait, if I've just done the was in the middle, what tense do I need in the middle now?
The conditional.
The would. Let's just say was and would. Yeah?
Would.
And what is would in the middle and he would have needed?
Il aura eu besoin.
Say for me, he needed. Il lui a fallu.
Il lui a fallu.
Now put that middle auxiliary verb into the would tense.
Il lui aura fallu.
Into the would.
Il lui aurait fallu.
Brenda just wants me to drag him into the wood. Off you go. Il lui aurait fallu.
Il lui aurait fallu.
Good. You got me? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Lovely. I'm going to do some more of those with you, and it's your go again. Good. Tia. If I'd have gotten rid of them, I'd have regretted it. If I'd have gotten rid of them, I'd have regretted this. For people watching who are like, what's going on here? This is the past hypothetical. If you don't get it, just go into my channel, Logic Language Learning Hypotheticals. Yep. Was and would. So if after the if clause, we have a was verb, even though it sounds like a past. If Luke went to Guildford, Luke went, you normally want to go Luke est allé. But it's if Luke went, it's like if Luke were going, if Luke was going to Guildford. Better English if Luke were going, okay? He would do some other stuff. If Luke had gone, we're quite familiar with the had stuff. We know what that sounds like. Si Luc était allé, he would have spoken. Il aurait parlé avec Jack, whatever, right? So it's here. If Luke had gotten rid of them, he would have regretted it. Talking about, let's say, some old books. If Luke had gotten rid of them, he would have regretted it.
Si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté. Non.
Il l'aurait regretté, yeah?
Il l'aurait regretté.
Good. Bring your palette a little bit closer. Il l'aurait regretté.
Il l'aurait regretté.
Good. Si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté. Off you go.
Si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté.
Pause. Is indeed a French vowel, but in the Luki method, we don't go to do we? Because we are learning the journeys of sliding. And so in English, an is a non-sound. Nice consonant. Is a non-sound. In French, when I'm trying to teach everybody, particularly Hazel, to worship at the altar of vowels, an is just as much a vowel as, in fact, it is a vowel. What's the difference in thinking and le? It's the same vowel. So it's telling your brain that goes in the sequence. It does not go in the sequence. I'm not saying we, as French speakers, don't go but don't do it until you are of a level of comfort and bilingualism that just don't do it. Also, it's a bit shit anyway. It's like in English. Okay, good. So go again.
Si Luc s'en était débarrassé,
Pause, look at me. You're panicking because you've got nowhere to rest. Hang out on the previous vowel. It's like when people go to my mum's house. She's got this place in Snowdonia. They all walk along the coast and they sit their bums on the wet sand. And I'm like, there's a whole fucking wall of benches. Sit on the bench. There's endless places you can sit. You don't have to put your wet bum in the sand. Off you go. Hang out on the previous vowel. Oui, alors si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté.
Si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté.
Good, okay. The mind confuses L and R. It thinks it's similar. Le, re. Il l'aurait regretté. Yeah, okay. In a lot of Asian accents, it makes it sound quite similar. Yeah. Oui, alors si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté.
Si Luc s'en est débarrassé, il
Si Luc s'en était. Si Luc s'en était.
Si Luc s'en est débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté.
S'en était. Luke had got rid of it. S'en était.
Si Luc s'en était débarrassé, il l'aurait regretté.
Good, okay. I always take this wash bag with me. It doesn't matter which bag I'm using. I always take this wash bag with me. Tia, I always take this wash bag with me. It doesn't matter which bag I'm using.
Je prends toujours ce sac de laver avec moi. Je m'en fous de quel sac j'utilise.
I'd have understood you. Je prends toujours cette trousse avec moi. Peu importe, yeah? So, peu importe le sac que j'utilise. I always take this wash bag with me. It doesn't matter which bag I'm using. Je prends toujours cette trousse avec moi, peu importe le sac que j'utilise. Off you go.
Je prends toujours cette trousse avec moi, peu importe le sac que j'utilise.
Good. Peu importe. Oh, I'm feeling like a test mode again. Tia, can we also do that moment of the day where we go, Tia's doing this in a third language, not even a second language. But let's do this with Tia. So Tia, somebody.
Quelqu'un.
Lovely. Not quelqu'un, which is what everybody says, which is what an arsehole. And not even in an admiring way. Not even, ooh, what an arsehole. What a work of biology that is. Well done, you know, our creator for making. No, it's not even, ooh, wow, what a beautiful arsehole. It's what an arsehole, quelqu'un. So quelqu'un. Nobody.
Personne.
Nice accent. Something.
Quelque chose.
Nothing. Nothing. Non.
Rien.
Thank you. Rien de rien.
Rien.
Non, je ne regarde rien. Ni le bien. Somewhere.
Quelque part.
Where? Oh, yep. Quelque part. Lovely. Nowhere.
Nulle part.
Lovely. Everywhere.
Partout.
Everybody.
Tout le monde.
Everything.
Toutes les choses.
You all of you say that. Tout. Luke hates
Tout.
everything. Luke, il a tout mangé. That you guys always want to say toutes les choses. Also, it would be tout anyway because thing is feminine, all right? Good. No. Anybody. N'importe qui.
N'importe qui.
Putain, mais lui, il couche avec n'importe qui. He sleeps with anybody. Il couche avec n'importe qui. Yeah? Okay? We've got like quiconque, quelconque, qui que ce soit is quite fancy as well. Like whoever it might be, qui que ce soit, who that it be. You know, quoi que ce soit, whatever it might be. The only one of those you basically need in your mouth is quoi que ce soit. Quoi que ce soit. Yeah, quoi que ce soit. There's also a difference between quacker as one word and quacker as two words. I strongly recommend you go and look at that tier. But quoi que ce soit is just an expression which means whatever. Quoi que ce soit. So Jack says, Luke, are you going out? I go, yeah, I'm just nipping to the shop. Could you just get me some whatever, some water? And I go, what, like sparkling or still whatever, Luke, quoi que ce soit. Or less posh, peu importe. Little import. Peu importe. Yeah, okay. Notice je m'en fous is a bit surly. It's not rude in terms of the language. Fou is not as strong as fuck. But if somebody said, what would you like, Luke, coffee or tea? Je m'en fous. Between us, I'd say it. But to somebody nicer, like you go to France and they say, oh, Jacques, tu veux quelque chose à boire? Du thé, du café? Don't say je m'en fous, like I don't care. Je m'en fiche is less rude anyway, but it's the attitude which is surly. So just say to me, ça m'est égal. That to me is equal. Ça m'est égal. Don't say je m'en fous. That's like, I couldn't give a fuck about your tea. Stick up your ass. Okay? Lovely. So, peu importe, n'importe qui. How do you say whenever?
Peu importe
N'importe où, n'importe quand. Yeah, n'importe où, n'importe qui. So, what's the Shakira song? Whenever, wherever, we're on to be together. N'importe qui, n'importe quand, n'importe où. Anyhow, any way you can, get to me. N'importe.
comment.
That's it. That's it. I'll always be there for you. Whatever the method, I'll get to you. N'importe, you know, n'importe comment. Lovely. All right, good. Hazel. No, Hazel, don't mind. Denise. Luke, words are interesting. I like these kind of games. Words are interesting. I like these kind of games.
Luc, les mots sont intéressants. J'aime ces genres de...
Somehow we're on an error.
Really?
We've got two people who are not allowed in today's class. Ernie or Ernestine. Ers are gone. Get rid of Ernestine.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
I like these kind of games. Yeah, it's interesting, whatever.
Luc, c'est intéressant. J'aime ce genre de jeu.
That's good. Intéressant. Yeah, good. Okay. It's always useful to fill in the holes. Pardon me. It's always useful to fill in the holes.
Il est toujours utile de remplacer les trous.
You are consonant guided. Remplir. Remplacer. Yeah, remplir les trous. Okay. Okay, good. Do we know to dig while we're there? To dig a hole, creuser, creuser. Like, oh, je suis crevé. Like, same kind of origins of like, So say for me, yeah, c'est ça. Mais c'est toujours utile, c'est toujours utile de remplir les trous.
C'est toujours utile de remplir les trous.
Pardon me. Say to fill up with an R.
Remplir. Remplir.
No,
Remplir.
Higher.
Remplir.
Good. Somebody once said to me, this bit here on you is really weird. It's like somebody literally said to me, it's like on Star Trek when they need someone that looks humanoid, but just a bit different, but not human. I went, what? They said it's like when they need some like token customization for like some race on like one episode of Star Trek where, oh, everybody in this race has got some weird thing. They were like, your bone here, it looks a bit like this. I was like, yours is going to look a bit different in a minute when I break your fucking nose. I was like, what the fuck is fucking wrong with it? Good. Denise, I don't mind my nose. My brother has my dad's one. My dad has quite a big bulbous nose. My brother's very handsome, but he's got my dad's nose. So say for me, I don't mind my nose, but my brother has my dad's one.
Je m'en fiche.
No.
Je suis OK avec...
That's not bad thinking. Ça ne me gêne pas. Yeah?
Ça ne me gêne pas.
Et mon nez ne me gêne pas. Yeah? Ça ne me concerne pas. Ça ne me concerne pas. Oui, alors moi, je suis bien avec mon nez. Okay? So mon nez ne me gêne pas. Doesn't bother me. Yeah? My brother has my dad's one.
Mon nez, ça ne me gêne pas. Mon frère a celui de mon père.
Good. Yeah. The one of my dad. You will very commonly, mind mapping wise people, bring in the C with the L and the D. Denise, save me Luke's hair. Save me Luke's hair.
Les cheveux de Luc.
Good. Luke's, when talking about hair, Luke's is darker than whatever Denise's.
Ceux de Luc.
Good. I was going to say hair is masculine.
Que ceux de Denise.
So Denise, exactly. Hair is masculine plural. It's plural. Luckily, luckily for nearly 46, it's still plural, but it's plural. All right, cool. I totally buzzed it after Cipro because it was just coming out in handfuls. It really, really was, and it was super, super long before Cipro. And I found the haircut. I found the picture. But because it was in the middle of COVID, no one gave a shit. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, it's just because the barbers are closed." And I was like, "Yeah, we'll go with that. We won't go with the fact that it's coming out on the pillowcase." I found the picture the other day. I was like, "Oh my god!" Because I remember that you're supposed to like empty your iCloud because mine was a bit full. Hang on. I found a photograph. Where is it? It was that shaved. I totally buzzed it. Oh my god, it was so shaved. Look, totally shaved. And then what was I going to say? I found another picture that I thought you'd find amusing. Oh yeah, hang on 1 second. This is quite cute. It's not the clearest photograph. It's a photograph of a photograph. But this is 6-year-old. No, this is 8-year-old Lukey. Look at the innocence and the joy on that face. In all due respect, my dad was a bit of a bastard, so it's actually really rare to find a photograph where we're smiling. But what we realised, my brothers and I, is it's because we were at school. So we weren't with my dad. Because any holiday photos, we're like, oh God, let this nightmare just end. So say for me, Denise, we realised it's because when the photograph was took, we were at school. Denise, we realised because when the photograph was taken in proper English, let's be honest, we were at school.
On s'est rendu compte que les
When the photograph was taken?
quand les photos étaient...
No, only one, quand la photo.
Quand la photo a été prise, on était à l'école.
Good. Let's just talk about some very good grammar that Denise just did. Even though we heard was, we didn't go était, because when was is referring to an action, we need to use, because actions have auxiliaries. So he was, whatever, arrested. Il a été. He has been, he got, he was, but as an action, because the verb to be in English does not have a simple past form. All right. Anybody studying this stuff, watch the video on passive. Go onto YouTube and type Logic Language Learning space passive. Make sure you type Logic Language Learning space passive, or you'll get like something quite interesting, even with the YouTube filter. Because there are other ways of being passive in French. Like number 1 rule to be passive, let somebody else be active. Oh, it's a sexy language, isn't it? So basically, like, I was arrested. They arrested me. Yeah, ils m'ont arrêté. You go, oh, how do I do the passive? I was arrested. I got arrested. Ils m'ont arrêté. And you'll notice that that's an action. They arrested me. Yeah. Or the causative reflexive. Je me suis fait diagnostiquer. I got diagnosed. Je me suis fait, I did myself diagnose. The causative reflexive is another way of doing the passive. All right, so if you don't understand any of that, go to Logic Language Learning space passive. If you're trying to look at any of my videos on a phone, it's really, really difficult without typing Logic Language Learning. If you're on the YouTube on a laptop and you're on my channel and you type the search word, it'll be fine. All right, good. Brendan, no, let's just from the top again. Yeah. So, Jack, Luke, I'm trying to learn lots of things. You always recommend the right videos. I'm trying to learn lots of things. You always recommend the right videos.
J'essaie toujours
To learn.
Apprendre.
Pause, but good. Nice vowels. What comes after j'essaie? J'essaie.
Toujours.
Lovely, but what preposition comes after j'essaie? J'essaie. It takes a de. Yep. Some vowels take a de. But when you go back over this, when you watch this class back, essayez de, décidez de, continuez à. It can take de, but don't worry. Commencez à. So I'm trying to speak. J'essaie de parler. I've decided to speak. J'ai décidé de parler. I'm starting to speak. Je commence à parler. I'm continuing speaking. I keep speaking. Je continue à parler. These are just common ones that use de and à. Yeah. You can ram a le or a la in the as of the next verb. Like I decide to do it. You know, je décide de le faire. I started doing it. J'ai commencé à le faire. You know, I keep doing it. Je continue à le faire. But, you know, you can pop pronouns and all kinds of things in, but you need the prepositions with those verbs. And the common one is essaie de. All right. So say for me, I'm trying to learn lots of things.
By the way, Luke, just quickly, Is there any, because I've not watched the sort of content on that stuff yet, like what I call like the smaller connecting words, de, a, etc. Is there any sort of logic to when, you know, which connecting words you use? We like the other week we did green and blue and red, for example. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, hang on, how would I
here's
know
your answer.
words?
If you're using verbs which use de and a in the ABC category, so in other words, s'habituer à, to get used to, se débarrasser de, I suppose there's a feeling of going towards with an a and a getting rid of, se débarrasser de, you know, these kind of things do play a role. Other times, no. Other times, just not at all. Yeah, okay. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. There's also a lot of work when you use a and de with the same verb with different things. So, for example, I'm speaking to Jack. Je parle à Jacques. I'm speaking to him. Je lui parle. So your brain might go, all right, deal uses a. So I'm saying to Jack, je dis à Jacques. But if it's like I say to him, I tell him to do something, je lui dis de faire quelque chose. So the same verb, a connecting it to a person and de connecting it to a verb. I ask Jack, je demande à Jacques. Your brain goes, all right, demande à. Okay, but I ask him to do it. Je lui demande de le faire. So your muscle memory is going, oh shit, okay. Okay, and that is what I call the dictionary infinitive stuff, like aider quelqu'un à, permettre à quelqu'un de, and all of this business. So basically, all I would say is no, it's not safe to try and work out a rule of thumb. Learn the dictionary infinitive model. Yeah, so literally you have a version with the word quelqu'un and another verb. So j'essaie de faire quelque chose. Je commence à faire quelque chose. Permettre à quelqu'un de faire quelque chose. The only thing I'd possibly say, the only one rule, is if you've got a verb where a human being is involved and a non-human thing, an inhuman whatever object, then the person will tend to be the a. But that doesn't mean that it'll be de to the verb. It just means that the person will be indirect. That's the only thing it tends to be. So, for example, I give Jack a hug. Jack is not being given. Yeah, the hug is being given. So, je lui fais, we say we do someone hug in French. Je lui fais un câlin. Or je fais un câlin à Jacques. That's a fairly short rule. But apart from that, no, it's just a shit fest. But final thing, when you do it, don't just learn the knowledge. Don't be like, oh, I'm a clever lad, I'm going to remember this, does this, does this. Remember the vocal journey. A is up here and de is down here. So if you're coming on your chesty journey with your vowels, it will feel completely worlds apart. And if I see someone who's quite slow on picking up a and de choices, it normally means they're not pushing the vowels enough. Because to them, it's which one? Whereas if they're like continuer à, décider de, they learn this. Where's the verb going on sound? And that's a good thing. Good. So Jack, finish it for me. So I'm trying to learn lots of things at the moment. So for that, I'm trying to learn lots of things at the moment, and then I'm going to go back to that sentence. I'm trying to learn lots of things at the moment.
J'essaie d'apprendre.
Good. So how do and apprendre going to link?
D'apprendre.
Lots of things.
En beaucoup de things.
Sure. No, you know the word for things. What's something? Quelque
chose.
That's it. So go again. Shows on its own is the thing. So say for me, I'm trying to learn lots of things. J'essaie
d'apprendre en beaucoup.
No. Why? No. Just lots of. Beaucoup de. No, not un beaucoup. Yeah. J'essaie
d'apprendre beaucoup de choses.
That's it. Okay. At the moment. En ce moment. In this moment. En ce moment.
En ce moment.
Good. Put your mouth together. J'essaie d'apprendre beaucoup de choses en ce moment. Give me a whole slide.
J'essaie.
Pause. The first time you did it was really nice. And what a lot of even advanced speakers, even advanced learners do is they say je sais. And je sais is I know. We want to keep it j'essaie because it's the verb essayer. So j'essaie d'apprendre beaucoup de choses en ce moment.
J'essaie d'apprendre beaucoup de choses
En ce moment. En ce moment.
en ce moment.
Okay. À ce moment exists, but not here. And again, j'essaie d'apprendre beaucoup de choses en ce moment.
J'essaie d'apprendre beaucoup de choses à ce moment.
En ce moment.
En ce moment.
If Lukey's hands came towards you, where is your vibration? If I'm touching you, where is your vibration for ah? Ah. Where is your vibration for on? On. I mean, there's obviously some nasal quality to it because it's got an N involved, but on. It's thicker. So they shouldn't feel in the throat. They should feel ah. So give me en ce moment and go with the feeling. En ce moment.
En ce moment.
That's it. En ce moment. All right. Next thing, Jack. I'm trying to learn a new thing. How would you say I'm trying to learn a new thing?
J'essaie d'apprendre en nouvelles choses, des choses.
If I told you, listen to Auntie Lukey, thing is feminine.
Une chose.
That's it. Yeah. So say for me a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing.
Une belle chose.
Good. Say for me something beautiful. Listen. Quelque chose, similar word, is not feminine. It has quelque chose, then a de, weirdly, and then the adjective in the masculine form. Quelque chose, then the de, then the adjective in the masculine form. So would you please say for me something beautiful?
Quelque chose de beau.
Good. Don't forget that rule. The same would be said of rien, nothing, and quelqu'un. Someone nice, quelqu'un de sympa, not quelqu'un sympa, nothing special, rien de spécial. All right? Say for me an interesting thing, an interesting thing. Thing is, yeah, an interesting thing.
Une chose intéressante.
If I told you it's feminine and I want you to think, how do we pronounce the word interesting?
Intéressante with a
That's it.
T.
And how do I pronounce the first syllable?
Intéressante.
Good. Now, there's somebody in this group that I love very much. He's very important to me. I love my Bren, but we're estimating about 12 months to stop saying in. Him and Stephen Savory both. Just bounces between the week over the two of them who are going to say in. And I always used to go, what's red and comes in bottles? Vin, intéressant. So never go to in, all right? It's also a sign that people are reading. So would you please say for me interesting with a feminine ending?
Intéressante.
Good. Now say something interesting. You know the rules of how it works? Something interesting. What was my base? Yeah.
Quelque chose intéressant.
What comes after quelque chose?
Quelque chose d'intéressant.
And was it a feminine or a masculine adjective?
Masculine.
Yes, the neutral, yeah. Good. All right. Une belle chose, quelque chose de beau. Une chose intéressante, quelque chose d'intéressant. Yeah. Good. Hazel. Luke, I'm interested in this kind of thing. Luke, I'm interested in this kind of thing. Using a reflexive verb. Luke, I'm interested in this kind of thing.
Luc, je m'intéresse à ce genre.
Pause, slide, and twang. It's like there's a song in the well, it's in the film, isn't it? Legally Blonde, Bend and Snap. And there's a song in the musical of Legally Blonde called Bend and Snap. My version is like slide, slide and twang, sung to the tune of Bend and Snap. So can you have slide and twang? Off we go. I'm interested in this kind of thing.
Luc, je m'intéresse.
No. Pause. Don't bit right. What's my name?
Luc.
What's the vowel?
Luc.
Pardon me saying this. there are some people watching who would love this. Sit on Luke. Sit on Luke. Wait. Do not say a consonant until you're ready for the next thing. Consonants are passages, very gentle little catches between vowel to vowel. It's like, hush, the grown-ups are talking. We're going from vowel to vowel. Oh, I've just banged you. Fine. Off you go. So don't go Luke. So Luke and wait. Off you go.
Luc, je m'intéresse.
And I need a tighter Luc. I need a tighter consonant cluster. That's what's going to pull your French together. Tighter consonant cluster. Big vowel, smaller tight consonants. Luc, je m'intéresse. Yep.
Luc, je m'intéresse.
That's clean as fuck. That's nice. The word cluster has two consonant clusters in it. Que and le, cl, se and te, st. Yeah? Ça s'appelle Luc, je m'intéresse à ce genre de choses. Quoi.
Luc, je m'intéresse à ce genre de choses.
Lovely. Deeper so. Je m'intéresse à ce. Constantly look for the motorbike. The difference between location. I want to hear different. I come to you with my hands. I want to feel different vibrations in your body. Oui, alors je m'intéresse à ce genre de. I need the difference. Okay. Good. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in it. Hazel, I'm interested in it. I've just said je m'intéresse à. Therefore, what is my it going to be, Hazel?
Je m'y intéresse.
Is it j'y me or je me?
Je m'y.
That's it. When the verb uses an a to refer to Jack's stuff earlier, when we need the word it, we ain't got, not for humans, we ain't going to use le, la, le, we're going to use a. As Jack correctly said, the red, the blue, the green earlier. Yeah, e. Yeah, so je m'y intéresse. Go again.
Je m'y intéresse.
Could you give me a differentiation between the e and the an? Je m'y intéresse. Look for all the different things.
Je m'y intéresse.
Nice. Now that didn't. Can you hear how clear that makes it? We're looking for the motorbikes. Je m'y intéresse. Good. If Luke had been the teacher, I'd have been interested in it. Says lots of people about language ever. If Luke had been the teacher, I'd have been interested in it.
Si Luc
Pause.
a
Why are we finishing Luke? I mean, Luke's
Si
probably got
Luke-
about 9 months left of life, but the fact is, don't finish a word. The only word you bitches should be finishing is the one at the end of the sentence. Don't go Luke and think. Get used to thinking while making sound. It's this simple. When a cognate forms in your brain, change where your vowel's going. Then when you're ready with the next thought, change where the vowel's going. Change where the vowel's going. But don't stop. It doesn't mean think, say, think, say. Think and start. Think and start. Right? Off you go.
Si Luc avait été mon professeur de français, j'aurais aimé l'apprendre.
I would have been interested in it, but that was not grammatically incorrect, but I would have been interested in it using the verbs that we're using currently. I would have been interested in it.
Si Luc était...
No, we're jumping between present and past hypothetical.
Si
If Luc
Luc
had been-
avait...
Yeah.
Mhm. Si Luc avait été mon professeur de français,
Why? No, please. No, unless you've got like a doctor's letter and you've got an oxygen therapy cylinder with you, keep going. Si Luc avait été mon prof de français, keep going. You shouldn't be out of air on that. Okay?
je m'y serais plus intéressé.
We don't need the blue. Just say I would have been interested in it. Just I would have been interested. Je
m'y serais intéressé.
Good. So welcome to present was will would subjunctive infinitive. Present on the middle, was in the middle, will in the middle, would in the middle, present, you know. You're going to do it with il. Il s'intéresse. You're going to do it with no e, and then you're going to do it with an e, and then you're going to do it with the negative. You're going to go. Il s'intéresse, il s'intéressait, il s'intéressera, il s'intéresserait. C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse. Now these are short. Il s'intéresse is not done. Yeah, it would need à quelque chose. But let's just say il s'intéresse, il s'intéressait, il s'intéressera, il s'intéresserait. C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse. No, it's bothering me, the purity. Can you just say ah? and then we'll leave it off. So, il s'intéresse à, il s'intéressait à, il s'intéressera à, il s'intéresserait à. C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse à. Avant de, we practiced the infinitive one with avant de s'intéresser à. Bottom line. Il s'est intéressé à, il s'était intéressé à, il se sera intéressé à. Notice the vowel difference. Il se sera intéressé à, il se serait intéressé à. C'est intéressant qu'il se soit intéressé à. Après s'être intéressé à. Then, guess what? We're going to go again with the fucking E in the place. So, il s'y intéresse. Il s'y intéressait, il s'y intéressa, il s'y intéresserait. C'est intéressant qu'il s'y intéresse. Avant de s'y intéresser. Il s'y est intéressé, il s'y était intéressé, il s'y sera intéressé, il s'y serait intéressé. C'est intéressant qu'il s'y soit intéressé. Then, with a note pattern. Il s'y intéresse pas. He's not interested in it, Luke. Il s'y intéressait pas. Il s'y intéressera pas. Il s'y intéresserait pas. C'est intéressant qu'il s'y intéresse pas. Avant de ne pas s'y intéresser. Odd, but you could do it. Il s'y est pas intéressé, etc., etc., etc. So first off, quick as you can, I want il s'intéresse à, and carry on, off you go. Present was, will, would, off you go. Go.
Il s'intéressa à.
No,
Il
no, no, no.
s'intéresse.
Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. We used to do a lot more of this, didn't we, Brendan? These bring back fond memories. Present was, will, would,
I can
subjunctive.
do it, but I won't do it in the right order. Is that okay?
Well, that just means you've got to learn the bloody verb order, doesn't it? Go on. Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. This is why we're doing this. Any verb you get right. If my method involves muscle experience, if it's like, have you said this shit? Jack learns a verb. Jack learns, all right, to get used to, s'habituer à, to habituate oneself to. Jack goes, do you know what? I'm just going to say the shit in all the tenses I'm going to possibly need it in. Je m'habitue à, je m'habituerai à, je m'habituerai à. Obviously, will and would sound the same with the je. It's weird I'm getting used to it, Luke. C'est bizarre que je m'habitue. Oh, I got used to it. Je me suis habitué à, or je m'y suis habitué. It's logical. Just run it through. This would be really good for you. Yeah, this would be really good for you. Also, at your level, it's going to give you lots of hon practice. So, present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary. What, Hazel, do we use to introduce the subjunctive in this version?
Good.
What phrase did I say 3 times to introduce the subjunctive? Say 4 times even. 6 times, actually. Said, no, 5. I didn't do the bottom line. C'est un... Linguists, listen. Brendan, what do I introduce the subjunctive with?
C'est intéressé que...
Jack, be a dear. Having just started French, will you tell me what's red and comes in bottles?
Vin.
Thank you. Brendan, would you say interesting and not say intéressant for me? One go, my love.
C'est intéressant.
There we go. And can you now slide from A to A? C'est un. With or without the T? C'est un or c'est un? Do me the slide.
C'est intéressant.
There we go. Vowels are best learned slid into them. There's some things you just want to slide into. Off you go. So that's what we're going to introduce the subjunctive with. What are we introducing the infinitive with, Hazel? On the top line.
Avant de.
Good. And what are we doing it with on the bottom line? Après. Yeah. It's that easy. Avant on the top line, après on the bottom line. Right, up you go. I will shout this out because I'm bored of people not knowing the tenses. This is the last week I shout this out. This order is tattooable. Present.
Il interessa.
No, it's a reflexive verb with an out on the end.
Okay. Il s'intéressa.
Good. Smaller mouth. This is not French. This means nothing. He's interested in nothing. All right, go. Was.
Il s'intéressait à.
Check as you're saying it that your mouth is cool and comfortable. Is that something your mouth has said? Use this to work on this. Will.
Il s'intéressa à.
No, il s'intéressera. Yeah, because careful, the verb has already got one r in it, and you're used to adding a r for the future tenses. What's the verb to prefer, Hazel?
Préférer.
Say it for me normally.
Préférer.
Lovely. Préférer. So if I now wanted to add an extra ray on the end, like I would prefer, what's that going to be?
Préférerais.
Thank you. What's the verb to show?
Montrer.
It's already got a ch in it, hasn't it? So if I wanted to say he will show, what's that going to be?
Il montrera.
That very common error is people going, oh, I would prefer, je préférais, what you were preferring, would you? If your verb has got a r in there already, you just double up the r. All right, so come on then. So s'intéresser, so come on, future. So he will be interested in it.
Il s'intéressera à.
Slow down. Now, Lukey's decision about not moving on to the next one until you're ready was not on word, it was on syllable. Don't come off the vowel until you're ready to go forward. I'm not hearing any vowel commitment. Il s'intéressera. Push on the chest.
Il s'intéressera à.
Why we got why did we do a jump? We don't jump in front.
Il s'intéresse.
Was the end of the verb the same vowel? Oh, how hideous. What a horribly long journey you've had to go on from a to a. Oh my God. Take my coat. Take my t-shirt. Oh my God. All you've had to do is to go from a to a. Il s'intéressera. How do I know someone's making French sounds properly? That if you give them the same vowel back to back, they'll slide the fuck up. If they bounce the same vowel where there's no movement in the body from this vibration, yeah, you know they're not pushing on the chest enough. Yeah, all right. It's very common between A to A or U to U. Yeah, j'ai vendu une. I sold a house. J'ai vendu une maison. If you go, j'ai vendu une maison, no, right? So come on then, the future. He will be interested in, and then move on to the next one.
Il s'intéressera à.
Yeah, more push on here, Hayes. More push on here. Il s'intéressera. Push on the chest. Push it forward. My hand is on your chest. Il s'intéressera. Go on.
Il s'intéressera à.
Good. Would.
Il s'intéresserait à.
Good. Keep the mouth small and the chest big. Subjunctive.
Il s'intéresse.
You listen to Lukey. You need. What did I say you're going to use to introduce the subjunctive? One. What's the difference? Those first four tenses, present, was, will, would, are always going to be the subjunctive. Oh, shut up, Luke. Are always going to be those tenses. But you need a reason to do the subjunctive. I mean, you could just conjugate and go, but to practice it, I always use c'est intéressant que. Likewise, you could just go straight into the infinitive, but you need a reason, like something in the practice. So off you go.
C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse à.
Don't give me any micro pauses. C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse à.
C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse à.
Give me more push all the way through. Give me the sliding between the vowels.
C'est intéressant qu'il s'intéresse à.
There we go. Can we hear the difference? Good. Next one. Show me the infinitive.
Avant de s'intéresser à.
Did you hear the horrible jump at the end?
Yes.
Your body will not remember jumps, people. It won't remember the order. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. The tones you are literally visiting on the consonants, on the vowels, are nice, but they need to join. Jack's obviously just got them going, but the join between it. When I hear something that's joining, I'm like, stay in this space because it will go really quickly for you. Yeah. Off you go.
Avant de s'intéresser à.
Good. If you're not quite there, ready intellectually, just go avant de s'intéresser à. We can hang out on any vowel. Lovely bottom line, Hayes, bottom line. Present in the middle.
Après avoir.
No.
No.
Present in the middle. No. What does the bottom line have that the top line doesn't have?
An auxiliary verb.
An auxiliary. You didn't even give me a chance to give me my three sarcastic options. It's going to be like my fat ass on their face. Well, it's less fat now, thanks to Cipro, but never mind. Good. Lovely.
Après être.
No, the first four are just going to start with the same person, aren't they? Il s'est. Hazel, listen to Auntie Lukey. What's the auxiliary going to be for verb is reflexive? Have or be?
Be.
Up you go.
But that's what I was beginning to do, but apparently wrongly.
No, you didn't. You said après, and there's no après. And then you said, you didn't say the il s'est.
Avant.
I need to hear the auxiliary of the verb to be. I haven't heard that yet. Up you go.
Il s'être intéressé.
No, why être? Why être? Il s'est intéressé.
Which tense are we doing right now?
You tell me. What you tell me. Don't give me the name of it. What tense is on the auxiliary? We're starting the bottom row. What's my order of verbs?
Well, I don't know what your order of verbs are.
Oh, yeah. Don't get arsy with me. You've been given the order of verbs. You've been told it. Rein it in, British Columbia. Give me the order. What's the order of verbs? Go through them because you have been told repeatedly in today's class as well. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. And then we said we were going to do the same thing on the auxiliary. So which tense are we going to have on the auxiliary now?
Present.
We've just done present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. And then what did I say comes next?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
You've been told. Listen to Lukey again. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary. Say those two lines back for me.
Present, was, would.
No,
will.
listen to Luke. This isn't the first week we've done this, Hayes. Listen. Present, was, will, would is in alphabetical order. W-A, W-I, W-O. Present, was, will, would. Or you might like to think about it. Present, go to the back, then go forward. Present, was, will, would is going forward. Yeah, subjunctive, infinitive. Say that for me.
Present, was, would.
Alphabetical order. Was, will, would. Come on.
Was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive.
Good. You're theatrically making it sound hard to excuse why you don't remember it. You're a linguist. Listen. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Go.
Present, was.
No,
will.
listen. No, you're an imitator. You're a linguist. You're making it like, oh, do you know what you're doing a QVC advert? You could do this, but what a mess when people kind of like, oh, a simple mop and bucket is the hardest thing in the world. But if you use the Luke squeegee mop, everything's fine. Don't exaggerate it on purpose. Keep your mouth together. Imitate me. Present, was, will, would. Just copy that sound. Present, was, will, would.
Present, was, will, would.
No, get your teeth out of the way. Get your consonants out of the way. Copy me. Even in English. Present, was, will, would.
Present, was, will, would.
No. That's not what I asked for. Imitate me. Present, was, will, would. Keep your consonants small. Present, was, will, would.
Present, was, will, would.
Good. Imitate what you're doing. Get your mouth out of the way. Present, was, will, would. Go on. Present, was, will, would.
Present, was, will, would.
There you go. Subjunctive, infinitive. Then what's the second line? Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary. So my first one is present in the middle. What's present in the middle in this tense?
Est. Il est.
Good. So do it for me then.
Il est.
No,
Il est.
but with s'intéressé, it's reflexive, isn't it?
Oh, il s'est.
Finish it.
Il s'est intéressé à.
Good.
Okay.
Did go over it as well. I did do them before, yeah. Okay, lovely. Next one. So what tense is in the middle now? We've just done present in the middle. What tense is in the middle now?
The imperfect.
No, don't call it that. What's my order? Present, what?
Was.
That's it. Have we go.
Il s'était intéressé à.
Good. Don't turn into Brendan. Lovely. What tense is next in the middle?
Would. Il serait.
No. What tense is next in the middle?
Will.
Good man.
Il sera intéressé à.
No, where's my reflexive vanished to?
Il se.
Why are we stopping?
Il se sera intéressé à.
Why are we stopping after ah? Don't stop, my girl. Stay on a vowel until you've got the next bit of intellectual data. Off you go. Right now, you think, oh, this doesn't matter. I'll go away and I'll learn this. I'll be batshit brilliant for next week. No, you've got to get used to thinking on sound because it might be, you might be thinking about what the question is. It might be, what do you want to eat tonight? You've got to stay French. Stay French for all of it. Stay on the previous vowel until you're ready to give me something else. And the only one you're allowed to finish is the last one. Off you go. I want will in the middle. One more time. Will in the middle. Il se
sera intéressé.
The first bit was brilliant, but we decided to stop after sera. Don't stop until you get to the end. Go, il se sera. I don't care. Yeah, don't stop until, no more throat jumping for you. Go.
Il se sera intéressé à.
I've got that delicious intéressé. Lovely. Would in the middle. Don't stop the throat.
Il se serait intéressé à.
Gorgeous. Lovely. with subjunctive. C'est intéressant que. With an auxiliary in the middle.
Il se...
No. C'est intéressant. Come on, listen. Yeah.
C'est intéressant qu'il soit...
Don't race and stay in the vowel. And it's reflexive. Don't race.
C'est intéressant qu'il se soit intéressé à.
Fucking delicious. After, après. Auxiliary on the middle infinitive. Infinitive on the auxiliary. Auxiliary in the infinitive. Pronouns are still in place. Après.
Après s'être intéressé à.
Gorgeous. Lovely. What you would then do, now you're going to listen. When people have had to do it, there's a new, brings a whole new meaning to listening. What you would then do is do it with an E and a token adverb. All of you, even if it's il mange, even if Jack's going right, il mange, il ne mange pas, il mangeait pas, il mangera pas, il mangerait pas, c'est intéressant qu'il mange, avant de manger, il a mangé, il avait mangé, il aura mangé, il aurait mangé, c'est intéressant qu'il ait mangé, après mangé. Fine, who gives a shit? But you will then do, for example, il s'y intéresse pas, don't use enough at the moment, just il s'y intéresse pas, il s'intéressait pas, il s'y intéresse, with the E and the pas, il s'y intéressera pas, il s'y intéresserait pas, il s'y est intéressé, so il s'y est pas intéressé, all right, good. Denise, I remember having to do this the first time. It was horrible. I remember having to do this the first time. It was horrible.
Je me souviens d'avoir...
I remember having to do this. This is the cheeky, because it's having to do it, not having done it. I remember having done it. Je me souviens de l'avoir fait. I remember having to do it. Yeah? Or having had to do it is in better French, isn't it? Yeah? In better English. What's the verb to have to do?
Devoir.
That's it. I remember having to do it. Yeah?
Je me souviens d'avoir dû le faire et c'était horrible.
Lovely. Yeah, have to and have ain't the same shit. Good, Denise. Okay. For me now, do for me. Il. So he remembers. The situation. Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary. Off you go.
Il se souvient de la situation. Il se souviendait de la situation.
What's
I
the
know.
past tense?
I know. I got that wrong. Il se souvenait de la situation.
Lovely, but nice. Join, yeah.
Il se souviendra de la situation.
Nice. Adra, I like that. Il se souviendra de la, I like that, yeah.
Il se souviendrait de la situation.
Lovely.
C'est intéressant qu'il se soit intéressé.
Are we going to subjunctive on the top or the bottom yet?
Do
we have an auxiliary yet?
On the top. No auxiliary. Il est intéressant qu'il se souvienne
So we identify that the mouth isn't as familiar with that one. So we can say c'est intéressant or il est intéressant. It depends what we do. So just for me, say c'est intéressant. C'est intéressant qu'il se souvienne de la situation.
C'est intéressant qu'il se souvienne de la situation.
Go again, so it sounds human.
C'est intéressant qu'il se souvienne de la situation.
Good. With avant.
Avant d'avoir...
No auxiliaries on the top line are the den, and also were there an infinitive there, it wouldn't be avoir because the verb is to souvenir. Off you go.
Avant de se souvenir de la situation.
Yep, reflexive.
Avant de se souvenir de la situation.
Lovely. So notice that your mouth has a preference for the auxiliary version, which is good. I mean, it's a whole tense and structure that most second language French speakers don't even go near. So, yeah, but don't do it. I'd like the bottom line done, but this time, for fun, I'd like you to bring in the on with it. Yeah, he remembers it. Use the it, as Jack will tell you. It's a red, blue, green situation. What's the it going to be in a red? Off you go. He remembers it all the way through. Sorry, I apologize. He remembered it all the way through. Yeah, so bottom line.
Ils s'en est souvenu, ils s'en étaient
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Carry on.
Ils s'en sera souvenu.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the next. I didn't hear the second one. Apologies. What was the second one?
Ils s'en sera souvenu.
No, the second one.
Ils s'en étaient souvenus.
Yeah.
Ils s'en sera souvenu. Ils s'en seraient souvenus. C'est intéressant qu'ils se soient souvenus.
And again, clean up the mouth connection.
C'est intéressant qu'ils s'en soient souvenus après s'en avoir souvenu.
Après s'en avoir does not exist in French.
Après s'en être souvenu.
Good. You cannot use. You can use me and te and nous and vous. Jack, let's make this really clear. These aren't always reflexive. He saw me. Il m'a vu. He saw you. Il t'a vu. He saw us. Il nous a vu. He saw you plural. Il vous a vu. But if you're using S apostrophe or SE, you're in the reflexive, and there ain't going to be a have there. All right. Good. Good. Tia, your go. I never get rid of them. The handcuffs that I take off old students when they've passed away, I never get rid of them. You can always reuse them. I never get rid of them all the way through.
Je ne m'ai jamais débarrassé de...
Say for me, what's the infinitive of the verb to get rid of?
Se débarrasser.
Good. So I like that motorbike. Se débarrasser. Lovely. So I'd like that in the present with a never and them as a pronoun. What we're going to do with the de.
Je m'en débarrasse jamais.
Gorgeous. Just to make life a bit more interesting, can we say it with to? Because otherwise it just makes it obvious that the will and the would is just different. So can we say for me, you never get rid of them. You never get rid of them, present tense.
Tu t'en débarrasses jamais.
Good. All the way through. I'm listening to you.
Tu t'en débarrasses jamais. Tu t'en débarrasses jamais. Tu t'en débarrasseras jamais. Tu t'en débarrasserais jamais. C'est intéressant que tu t'en débarrasses jamais.
Good, but we had a little bit of brain pausing on that one. So c'est intéressant que tu t'en débarrasses jamais. It's weird that you never get rid of them. Up you go. Go through.
C'est intéressant que tu t'en débarrasses jamais avant de s'en débarrasser.
Avant de what?
Avant de s'en débarrasser.
Why are we now in the infinitive with the reflexive? Why? Shut up, Luke. I apologise. Why are we in the third person? Were we not in two a moment ago?
Tu.
So, in other words, what you've got to do with this, Hazel, is you've got to notice your cerebral and oral bias. Where'd you all like to go? You all love the third person singular. The amount of times I hear je vais se laver. I'm going to wash oneself. No. Okay. Good. Right. So, avant de.
Avant de t'en débarrasser.
I mean, strictly speaking, if you're trying to keep them, you couldn't say before never washing. Well, let's say there was a guy who had a bit of a breakdown, God love him, and now he no longer washes. He never washes. Before never washing, he used to be really clean. In theory, one could do it. Avant de ne jamais. Before never going, so he always used to get rid of his old food. Ew. And now he does them. Just piles up. Social services are going to have to come. Well, before never getting rid of them, should we go with red newspapers? It might be a bit nice. Avant de ne jamais s'en débarrasser. One could, in theory, do it. But some of these versions with adverbs don't quite work with the avant and the après, just to warn you, all right? So, yeah, so before never getting rid of it, avant de ne jamais s'en débarrasser could be done structurally, all right?
Tu t'en es jamais débarrassé. Tu t'en étais jamais débarrassé.
Good.
Tu
At your
t'en
level
se-
now, I'm not interested in the auxiliary. I need the vowels there, but I don't want de. Oui, alors tu t'en es jamais débarrassé. Tu t'en étais jamais débarrassé. Strictly speaking, if you're saying it without an adverb, you'd stress débarrassé. Ah oui, alors je m'en suis débarrassé. If you're saying it with an adverb, you'd stress the adverb. Oh non, non, mais moi je m'en suis jamais débarrassé. You'd stress the adverb, all right?
Tu t'en es jamais débarrassé. Tu t'en étais jamais débarrassé. Tu t'en es seras.
Tu t'en what?
Tu t'en seras jamais débarrassé. Tu t'en serais jamais débarrassé.
Tu t'en what?
Tu t'en serais.
Tu t'en serais, but I had tu t'en es serais, didn't I? I had that little pause. Notice, Hazel, if we skip our link, yeah, tu t'en serais, because my French ear was used to hearing might be an S in the way. Tu t'en serais jamais. Okay, not tu t'en serais. Yeah, I'm not used to hearing that. If you go tu t'en serais jamais, yeah, it leaps out even for me. So if you go tu t'en serais jamais, go.
Tu t'en serais jamais débarrassé. C'est intéressant que tu t'en sois. Non.
Yes. We haven't gone wrong. We haven't gone wrong.
C'est intéressant que.
We had gone wrong, Tia. We should have sat our asses on soi and sat on fucking swash, shouldn't we? And gone, c'est intéressant que tu t'en sois. Think. We might have not lost it. We don't have to pull back all the time. Off you go.
C'est intéressant que tu t'en sois jamais débarrassé.
Yeah, which is a completely normal thing to say. People go, oh, he's giving them the strangest sentences. What the fuck? You've kept the cardboard box from your first iPhone from 7 years ago. Why do people always keep the package? Once you know it's working, when are you going to need that? It's weird you've never got rid of it. C'est bizarre que tu t'en sois jamais débarrassé. It's a normal sentence in French, right? I'll forget bottom one with après.
Après t'en être jamais débarrassé.
Gorgeous. Lovely. Brendan's go. Luke, I love it when you make them. Luke, I love it when you make them repeat the verbs.
Luke, je l'aime quand tu le fais répéter le verbe.
Almost. What's the word for them you're going to use in this sentence?
Leur.
Good.
No.
Let me hear it then.
Okay. Luc, je l'aime quand tu le fais répéter le verbe.
Le verbe or les verbes?
Les verbes.
Since when have I done one verb? Exactly. Quick reminder, grammatically, I make Brendan, Brendan is, I make him eat. Je le fais manger. He's my direct object. I am making Brendan eat. Je le fais manger. Brendan eats, I'll be nice, the chocolate. Brendan mange le chocolat. All right? The chocolate is Brendan's direct. And when these worlds collide, I make Brendan eat the chocolate. Brendan is my direct, and the chocolate is Brendan's direct. And French can only have one direct per sentence. So it's basically going to say, well, Brendan's chocolate is going to win. So Brendan then becomes indirectly, je lui fais manger le chocolat. Half of France forgets this rule. So I make him sing, je le fais chanter. I make her sing, je la fais chanter. I make them sing, je les fais chanter. Faire chanter is also blackmail, by the way. I make him sing the song, je lui fais chanter la chanson. All right? But what should we take from this, Hazel? That because we're vowelers, that's what we are, we're vowelers. Don't say I'm a French speaker, you're a vowler. You go from vowel to vowel. Because you're vowelers, your muscle memory will get used to saying je lui, but it won't always be that, or je le. Both will be acceptable. All right, good. Brendan, I know it's boring, but it's so useful to be able to do it. I know it's boring, but it's so useful to be able to do it.
Je sais ce que c'est.
No French of that level is going to come out of a crunchy pair of teeth. Soften it down. Oui, alors je sais. Push on the chest.
Oui, alors je sais qu'il est ennuyant.
Pause. Do you want to revise the word for boring?
Je sais ce qu'il
No,
est.
no. Lukey doesn't do rhetoric. I don't mean again. I mean, just tell me now the word for boring.
Ennuyant.
Ennuyeux.
Ennuyeux.
It's annoying, isn't it? Because it's one of the few ings that isn't an ing. Yeah, ennuyeux.
Ennuyeux.
Okay.
Oui, je sais ce qui est ennuyeux.
No. Save me. I know it's boring.
Je sais c'est ennuyeux.
Who's doing the verb in just say?
Me, I. Je.
And who's doing the verb in it's boring?
Ce.
Lovely. And what do I need to jump as subject? When I'm bringing in somebody to do a verb, what do I need, Brendan?
Que.
We do, don't we? Doesn't always signal a subjunctive, but I need a que. Up we go. I know that it's boring. I mean, even in English, I know that it's boring rather than I know it's boring. Yeah.
Je sais que c'est.
No, so all that's going on now is your clever muscle memory is thinking, does que mean subjunctive? And I'm saying no. If all it took to make a subjunctive was a que, we wouldn't be fanning around with present was. No, we wouldn't be fanning around with want, need, doubt, fear, imperfect. Impersonal. Want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotion. Yeah. Hazel, repeat those back to me. Want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional.
Want, doubt, fear, need, something impersonal.
Hazel, got to become a listener. Want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional.
Want, doubt, fear.
So how do we listen better? It's not effort. What's the journey of the vowels? Want, need, want, e. Yeah, like be into the vowels. Even in English, it'll help the listening rather. Because if it's like clunk, 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 they all feel similar. Want, need. Like, what's the journey? Bon, gi, bu, ti. Like, you know, want, need, doubt, fear. Yeah. Heavy, high. Heavy, high. Want, need, doubt, fear. Impersonal, emotional. Off you go.
Want, need, doubt, fear, emotional, impersonal. Impersonal.
Impersonal. Thank you. That's it. Okay. Copy anything and everything in any language and anything you're hearing. Become one of those birds that just copies. What is it? Minor bird? Like just repeat. Learn to listen. Good. So Brendan, then off you go. So I know that it's whatever. I know it's boring.
Je sais que c'est ennuyeux.
But it's, let's say it's really useful.
Mais c'est très utile.
Très utile.
Très utile.
I love the acting in very useful, Brendan. I was very proud of that. That was a full validation. Lovely. One sentence. Let's just keep going around fast and fast now. Jack. Actually, no. Let's do a tenses one with Jack because everybody else has done one that needs one. So say for me, Jack. He eats.
Il mange.
Nice join. Il mange. He was eating.
Il mangeait.
Good, because our slogan is everybody A in the was. So the verb is A, so il mangeait. No auxiliary, you'll notice all on the top line, there's no auxiliary. Lovely, he will eat.
Il mangera.
Good man. Say it for me humanly then.
Il mangera.
Lovely. So it's absolutely fine, like I was saying to Hazel, take your time, sit on the vowel, but once you've done it, do make sure you said it in a way that would resemble human speech and possibly think about it. Oh yeah, he will eat, il mangera. Try and think about it as you're saying it. Like, I don't mean in English, try and think about the concepts. Lovely, he would eat.
Il mangerait.
Good. I don't know if you've looked at it yet, but the subjunctive. If you haven't looked at it yet, you've only got 2 more weeks until it comes up in the Thursday class. But say for me, it's interesting that he eats. If you don't know, you don't know.
C'est intéressant qu'il mange.
Qu'il mange, because it's an A verb, and the only people that change with the subjunctive in the subjunctive are the nous and the vous. In the A verb, I mean. So, que je mange, que tu manges, qu'il mange, que nous mangions, que vous mangez, qu'il mange. Good. Soft and hard, fine. All the fuckers change. Good. Before eating.
Avant manger.
Avant.
Avant.
Today, avant. What comes after avant? Avant.
Avant de manger.
Good. I've told you this video before. Avant and après, like you like, depends on it. Watch that video. It introduces so much stuff that is going to be used elsewhere in French. Basic concept, if it's the same person, so before Luke arrives, Jack opens the wine. Two different people. Use a que. If it's a different person, if it's the same person, you end up using an infinitive. Before Luke arrived, he bought a bottle of wine. Avant d'arriver, so I need my infinitive, and you need the de to bounce up to the infinitive. After Luke arrived, après que Luc est arrivé, Jack offered him a glass of wine, different person. Après que Luc est arrivé, Jacques lui a proposé un verre de vin. After arriving, Luke gave Jack a bottle of wine. Après être, so the après one goes straight into the have or the be on the infinitive. So, but with both of those methods, it's que if it's a different person, it's infinitive if it's the same person, but how you structure that infinitive is different. The top row is a de, the bottom row is an have, what, or an être. Lovely. He ate, action. Actions have auxiliaries. He ate.
Il a mangé.
Good. Work up to, not stressing the auxiliary, work up to thinking of the manger, but for now that's gorgeous. Il a mangé, lovely. He had eaten. What's my verb order? Present.
Was, will, would.
So I now need was on the middle. So il a mangé. I now need the middle verb to be in was. Il
avait mangé.
Good. As we were hearing earlier in our past hypotheticals, weren't we, peeps? Yeah, if he had eaten. Yeah, okay, good. Could be have, could be été. Lovely. He will have eaten. This one's the least common out of all of them. It's the least common. He will have eaten. I mean, it exists. I'm seeing Jack's friend, the marvellous Dr. Vassman, and he says, "Oh, right, Luke. Well, if you come at about 1, 2 o'clock, she will have eaten by then, so she'll be able to see you. You know, something like that. We do say it, okay? But yeah, off you go. So say for me, he will have eaten.
Il aura mangé.
Il aura mangé, but yes, ending just or pronunciation in the beginning. Good. He would have eaten.
Il aurait mangé.
What correction did I give you for pronunciation? Or, take it on. Or, yes, so he would have eaten.
Mangé.
And again?
Il aurait mangé.
Slide and make it human.
Il aurait mangé.
Good. It's interesting that he ate, which is going to give me the subjunctive. I've been using you as my reference. How do we pronounce the word interesting? None of you like saying it.
C'est intéressant que he eats, was it?
That he ate, because we're in the auxiliary line, aren't we? We're in the past subjunctive. C'est intéressant qu'il. So what's the subjunctive of the verb to have?
I don't think I know subjunctive.
A. Yeah. Subjunctive is Captain America A. Que j'ai, que tu aies, qu'il ait, que nous ayons, que vous ayez, qu'ils aient. Yeah. Yeah. J'ai, tu aies, il est, nous ayons, vous ayez, ils aient. All right.
Okay.
Go on then. C'est intéressant. It's interesting that he's eaten.
C'est intéressant qu'il ait mangé.
Good. How do we remember the subjunctive for have? It sounds like I have normally. J'ai, the subjunctive of have, j'ai. J'ai, tu aies, il est, nous ayons, vous ayez, ils aient. Yeah, it just sounds like the normal have. So want, need, doubt, fear, impersonal, emotional, most of the time. So say for me, it's interesting. One more time, it's interesting he's eaten.
C'est intéressant qu'il ait mangé.
Good. What's the subjunctive of the verb to be, Jack? We've heard it today. Soit. Yeah? Soit? Yep.
Soit.
So how do you say he left using the verb partir, which is an extra verb?
Il est parti.
Good. Say for me, it's interesting he left.
C'est intéressant qu'il est parti.
Subjunctive, because it's interesting that. You don't need to know why it's subjunctive yet. You haven't learned it, but I'm telling you that's subjunctive. So what's going to happen to il est parti? What's going to happen to the auxiliary?
Goes to a.
Stand still, stand still. You've just faced the number one dilemma with subjunctive. Il est parti. How are you spelling a? Or don't even tell me how you're spelling it. What verb is it from? Il est parti. Is it from have or be?
Be.
Gorgeous. What's the subjunctive, the verb to be?
Soit.
That's it. So don't confuse est, as in he, verb to be, with the subjunctive. So the normal he form of the verb to be sounds identical to the subjunctive of the verb to have. AIT and EST sound the same. So Luc left, Luc est parti, EST. It's weird Luc left, c'est bizarre que Luc soit parti. It's the verb to be. Luc has eaten, Luc a mangé. It's weird that Luc has eaten, c'est bizarre que Luc ait mangé. Yeah, so don't confuse those two. Good. Lovely. So, c'est intéressant qu'il ait mangé. And now do me the last one, Jack. After eating, same person. It's going to involve an infinitive. And it's got an auxiliary because it's on the bottom line. Off you go, after eating.
Après que manger.
Look at Lukey. Lukey told you very clearly. I've also just told you 10 seconds ago it will use an infinitive. When it's the same person. Right, here's another way of thinking about it. If I say after eating, am I talking about the same person who's about to do the clause yes or no, and how do you know? If I say after Luke arrived, do you know who's going to do the next bit? No.
No.
After Luke arrived, Jack gave him a hug. Or after Luke arrived, he took off his shoes and socks and chilled out. Okay? You know it's the same person. But if we say after eating, who's doing this when I say in the sentence after eating? Who are we on about? Do we know or not?
Yes.
Do we know really?
No.
No, we're totally dependent on the next clause. And we're also dependent on the next clause for time. After eating, Jack likes to bathe in the blood of his victims to keep his complexion so lovely. After eating, Jack will get the train to the next destination. After eating sweets as a kid, Jack used to brush his teeth. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so it could be any tense or it could be any person, but it's going to be the same person as the ing. So if it's after eating, we know it's going to be the same person. What is I mean, unless you'd refer to the verb like they all had dinner. After eating, Jack offered a bottle of fine, but we'd have to have previously mentioned that, and that's very, very specific. So say we said after eating, then so if it's the same person, are we playing with infinitives or que? I know your head is super tired, but if it's the same person, is it infinitive or que? Have a guess.
Infinitive.
Yes. So infinitive is the same person, different person, que. Infinitive is the same person, different person, que. All right. Watch avant and après. Good. Quick fire round. One more each, then we chill. Tia. I've only got 2 minutes energy in my body. I've only got 2 minutes energy in my body. And then we can have a nice conversation. I've only got 2 minutes energy in my body.
Il me reste que 2 minutes d'énergie dans mon corps.
Good, lovely. Brendan. Luke, I know you will be dynamic and motivated for the class later this evening.
Luc, je sais que tu sera motivé pour
Motivé, yeah.
motivé pour le cours plus tôt. No, plus
tard.
Plus tard.
Because I'm not Marty McFly and the Doctor. I shall not be going in time. Brendan, I don't know what you're doing with your skincare, but you're looking very pink and healthy.
It's
It's
a lamp.
Is it? Well, it looks good on you, fella. It's either that or you've got carbon monoxide poisoning.
Probably both.
Jack, I agree with Luke. And then I'm going to give you something to switch up. So say for me, I agree with Luke.
I don't think I know I agree.
I am of an accord with Luke. Je suis
d'accord avec Luc.
Good. So say for me, Luke agrees with me. Use the pattern. Luke agrees with me.
Luc est d'accord.
There we go. Well done. That makes me happy when people can apply a pattern. Luke agreed with me, which is a description. It doesn't have to be, but Luke agreed with me. If we refer to the action of somebody agreeing with somebody, Hazel and people like, you know, who like tenses and stuff, we tend to use se mettre d'accord. Yeah, so they agreed, ils se sont mis d'accord. They put themselves to agreement. Okay, so lovely then. So it's you've worked out. So je suis d'accord was my neutral. What would be Luke agreed with me, which is a description in the was tense. Luke agreed with me. So what verb have you decided is going on in je suis d'accord avec Luc? What verb is going on there?
Être.
And what is that going to be in the was tense? Look at Auntie Lukey. What sound do I need for a was tense? What's my slogan for the was tense? Everybody
A, eon,
E on EA. Does être end in a was? Does it end in an A?
No.
Therefore, where do we go? For every other verb, we go to the new form, but we don't with être. We just go été. Yeah. Off you go. So I agreed with Luke.
J'étais d'accord avec Luc.
Good. That's what I like to see a pattern happening. Even really advanced people forget to do this. I had John Monroe earlier. Lovely man. And to tend to in French is avoir tendance à. Now, some people will like to collect those in the infinitive. Avoir tendance à. I say collect them in the je form. J'ai tendance à. And then I said, how do you say he tends to? And he said, il avait une tendance. I said, hang on. What was going on normally? J'ai tendance à. J'ai tendance à. J'ai tendance à. All right? Good. Denise, they agreed. Action. They agreed.
Ils ont été d'accord.
What do linguists do, even when they've done an hour plus?
I know. Listen.
And what did Lukey say just a moment ago? Just a mere moment ago. What did I say the verb was to agree when the change takes place? Se mettre.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they agreed.
Ils se sont d'accord.
Se mettre. Se mettre. Se mettre. What's the past participle of mettre?
Me.
Good. I'll be good. They agreed.
Ils se sont mis.
Finish it. Se mettre what? Se mettre d'accord.
Oh, ils se sont mis d'accord.
Good. Se mettre à, with an a, is another way of saying start. He started to cry. Il s'est mis à pleurer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Se mettre à.
too
He
much.
s'est mis à rigoler. He started to laugh. It's like another way of, he s'est mis à travailler. He got down to working. It's another way of doing that. Good. I'm just going to say the necessary things, and then we will have a little chitsy chatsy. Right. So, people, if you've watched this, I should say this at the beginning. No one will get through to the end. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll do our thing, which is if people have been watching and have gotten through to the end. I need one random ass fucking noun off all of you. Tia, give me a random ass word. Random. Who cares?
In French?
No, in English, because I wouldn't trust them to type it. Just a random word in English. Or if they're really listening, you can give me one in any of the other languages you speak. But give me a random word.
Cardigan.
Cardigan. Good call. Well done to you. Beat cardigan, Brendan. So we've got cardigan.
Parallax.
Parallax. As in from like the Marvel universe.
No,
not
so
Marvel,
when you're
DC.
lining planets, when you're looking at the distance and you're looking at
Oh, you're going for the literal thing rather than parallax. Who's the baddie in the I think in the Green Lantern thing.
I don't know.
Luke, you're such a fucking geek. Hazel, a random word. So we've got cardigan, parallax.
Sky.
Cardigan, parallax, sky. Denise.
Ubiquitous.
Oh, this word. Cardigan, parallax, sky, ubiquitous. Jackie, word from you.
Duvet.
Duvet. Lovely. It's end comfortably. So basically, I always put this challenge out, and if people have bothered, I don't say what's the words at the end, because then I always plan to pop it in at different points in the video to sort of check with the people. And I'm betting you now, the first person to write it out will be Linda, because Linda's my super watcher. Linda watches everything. Yeah, let's just wave to Linda. Linda's fucking ace. She won't turn her ass up in a group. I desperately keep trying to get her to come, but she won't do that. She's super shy. But she watches everything. Yeah, good. But yeah, so then I'll know who watched, because they'll write underneath. They'll literally write underneath. You know, when you go on a video and someone's like 10 things I did to improve my skin, and somebody will have written it underneath, like in the comments for the person. I always invite people to do that. So we've got cardigan, parallax, sky. Don't tell me duvet was there. Sky. Oh my God, Luke. Denise
What do linguists?
I know. I was anticipating it. They haven't always taught an hour and 47 minutes though. Sky. Oh my God, Denise, it's gone. Ubiquitous. That's right, because it was an adjective rather than a noun. That's what threw me. Yeah, ubiquitous. Because nouns and things. Yeah. So cardigan, parallax, sky, ubiquitous adjective, duvet. Good. Okay. And just to fuck it up, my word will be anti-disestablishmentarianism. just to make them write it. Good. If you enjoyed the videos, please click like, please subscribe, please remember this podcast is available. This lot know how to pay me. If you found the videos useful, you can contribute. It's very much appreciated. Bye. Let me just get rid of people. Remind me next week to say that at the beginning. It'd be very useful. Stop recording.